Imagine this. You're standing behind the cold palace walls, watching the brother you love most slowly drift away, captivated by someone your instincts tell you is dangerous. Reportedly, with tears nearly falling, Princess Catherine, the woman we have always known as the calmest and most patient, finally broke. She pulled William's hand, looked Harry straight in the eye, and whispered a warning that now haunts the entire British monarchy. Never trust her. She has an agenda you can't even imagine. Today, we are not just talking about protocol or titles. We are talking about the collapse of a brotherhood, the ignored intuition of a future queen, and how Kate Middleton's bitter prediction is now slowly becoming a terrifying reality. Hello everyone, welcome back to the King YouTube channel, the place where we uncover what's really happening behind the silk curtains of Buckingham Palace. I know you've probably heard 1,000 versions of the Harry and Meghan story, but what has just been revealed in Russell Meyer's latest book changes everything. This is no longer about a misunderstanding over bridesmaid dresses or lip gloss. Many people say Kate is too rigid, but is she really just rigid? Or is she the only one with the sharpest radar to sense who comes with love, and who comes to burn the house down from within? Today, I'm taking you deep into the darker side of this drama. We'll break down why Kate Middleton was so certain Meghan Markle couldn't be trusted from the very first day they shared tea together. Get your tea ready, sit comfortably, because this truth might make you see the royal family very differently. Do you know what hurts the most? Kate Middleton is the type of person who would give everything for family peace. But reportedly, when Meghan entered the picture, Kate felt something was off. Not because Meghan was American, not because she was an actress, but because of the way she looked at palace staff. There's one moment rarely discussed when Kate allegedly saw Meghan speaking in a deeply condescending tone to one of the palace's most loyal aides. That's when Kate realized, this woman isn't just difficult. She has a mission. Kate tried to gently warn Harry, like an older sister would. She said, "Harry, slow down. Don't let your emotions cloud your logic." But what was Harry's response? He believed Kate was attacking his love. Imagine how Kate felt losing a best friend, losing the brother-in-law she cared about, all because of a woman who had only been there for a few months. And this is where things became explosive. Prince William, usually Kate's rock, began to see his wife suffering under the pressure coming from the Sussex side. The climax came when rumors of that physical altercation surfaced. Many believe Harry's claim that William attacked him in the kitchen. But internal sources whisper a different story. They say William didn't attack Harry, he was trying to restrain a deeply emotional and unstable situation. William allegedly shouted, "Open your eyes, Harry!" But Harry was already too far, under Meghan's influence. And in the corner of the room, Kate could only stand frozen, watching two brothers who were once inseparable now hurl insults over one named Dot. It was at this point, reportedly, that Kate gave up trying to reunite them. She chose to protect her children's future rather than save someone who didn't want to be saved. But wait, this next part is the most jaw-dropping. After they fled to California, what happened? Harry, who was once fiercely protective of his children's privacy, suddenly boom. Sharchi and Lilibet's faces began appearing everywhere. Why? Because reportedly Meghan was following the strategy of her new guru, Kris Jenner. Yes, you heard that right. Meghan is said to have formed a very close relationship with the mastermind behind the Kardashian empire. For Kate and William, this is a nightmare. They see British royal children slowly becoming Instagram content commodities. Harry, who once hated flashing cameras because of his trauma over Princess Diana, now appears to be smiling while his life is sold for engagement metrics. Palace watchers whisper, "Look at Harry now, he's no longer our prince. He's a product, being marketed by his own wife. And every time those children's faces appear publicly for branding purposes, Kate Middleton reportedly lets out a long sigh, as if thinking, this is exactly what I feared. The saddest part may be Harry's mental state. William is said to feel he has lost his brother forever. Harry is no longer the cheerful man who used to joke with Kate. He has changed into someone described as paranoid, angry, and obsessive. He believes the world is against him, and perhaps he is fighting shadows created by the narratives within his own home. Reportedly, every time Harry considers reconciling with William, there's a whisper reminding him of old wounds. This is no longer about protocol, friends. This is about the battle for a prince's soul. And so far, it seems Kate Middleton was right. The woman she warned about is far stronger and far more calculating than anyone inside Buckingham Palace ever imagined. Do you think? Kate Middleton stayed silent when her name was dragged during the Oprah interview? Think again. Behind the thick walls of Windsor, Kate reportedly didn't cry out of guilt. She cried because she felt betrayed. She taught Meghan how to curtsy. She lent her jewelry, and what did she get in return? She became the scapegoat for narratives of racism and oppression. Sources claim Kate trembled as she told William, if she can do this to her own family, imagine what she could do to our monarchy. From that moment on, Kate was no longer the passive Princess Charming. She became the Iron Lady of Windsor. She reportedly blocked Harry's direct access to William because she knew every word William spoke would reach Meghan's ears, and within hours end up as Netflix content. This is high-level chess. And Kate, they say, is checkmating Meghan from the shadows. Have you noticed Harry's expression at recent public events? He looks like a man searching for an exit, but the door is locked from the outside, whispers among California elites suggest. Meghan is not just a wife, she is the manager of Harry's life. There are claims she controls his phone, his contact list, even who he is allowed to speak to in London. Kate watches from afar, heartbroken. She believes Harry's been brainwashed into thinking his family is the enemy, when perhaps the real enemy is the person sleeping beside him each night. Her warning, don't trust her, wasn't personal hatred. It was a desperate cry to save Harry from what she saw as deep manipulation. Now let's talk about their new branding. Have you noticed how Meghan suddenly appears warm and friendly with people she once avoided? That's not a change of heart, it's survival strategy. After the Spotify contract collapsed and industry executives reportedly labeled them grifters, Meghan realized she needed fresh blood to stay relevant. And who became the final trump card? Their children, Archie and Lilibet, are now seen as the last ace. Kate is said to be furious knowing the children might be used as bargaining chips to regain public sympathy. For Kate, children represent the future of a nation. For the other side, they are content material. That fundamental difference in values is why Kate reportedly told William firmly, enough. No more second chances. We cannot invite a snake back into the house just because it promises not to bite. And now look at the result. Harry isolated in a grand mansion that feels like a prison, William refusing to say his name. And the British monarchy shaken to its core. Everything Kate Middleton predicted from staff, resigning in tears to Harry's mental unraveling, has happened one by one with chilling precision. This is no longer gossip. It feels like a foretold tragedy. Many are beginning to ask, is Meghan truly Harry's great love? Or is she the storm sent to tear down the throne from within? And perhaps the most important question of all, if even Kate Middleton, known for her patience, felt compelled to issue such a stark warning, just how dark are the secrets she still holds, too dangerous to reveal to the world? Do you know what truly shattered Kate's heart? In the quiet of the night, it's said that Kate would often stare at photos of the late Princess Diana. She felt she had failed to fulfill an unspoken promise to protect Harry. Kate once believed, more than anyone, that she could be the bridge between the two brothers. She had promised herself that under her watch, Harry would never feel alone. But now? Look at the abyss that has formed. Kate has had to watch William, the man she loves, most turn cold and hardened every time Harry's name is mentioned. The tears Kate sheds behind closed doors are not from hatred, but from profound grief. She mourns the loss of a younger brother she once cooked dinner for, who used to joke with her in the palace kitchen. All of it gone, burned away by the fire. Of ambition brought by a stranger who entered their lives. And here is the most heartbreaking part. The main reason Kate was so firm in warning William was because she could see the future. She saw Prince George, Charlotte, and Louis. She was afraid, deeply afraid, that this poison of conflict would spread to her children. Kate watched as Meghan pulled global sympathy through a victim narrative, and she did not want George to grow up seeing his uncle as a public enemy. It's said Kate often whispered prayers that her children would never experience betrayal from within, as William had. Every time she looked into Georgie's innocent eyes, she remembered a young Harry who had once been just as innocent. And in those moments, her stern warning echoed again. Don't trust her. Because to Kate, one wrong move could destroy an entire generation. Many people see Kate Middleton as perfect, always smiling, always graceful. But have you ever considered how lonely that position must be? She holds secrets that could shatter Harry and Meghan's image in an instant. Yet she chooses silence for the sake of family dignity. There was one unforgettable moment at Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. Kate stood there, bound by rigid protocol, forced to stand near Meghan. Sources say Kate had to take very deep breaths just to keep herself from breaking down in tears or anger. It wasn't fear, it was disgust. Disgust at seeing someone who had torn her family apart now standing there as though she shared in the grief. Kate saw through the performance. She saw what she believed were lies behind the mask of mourning, and carrying that emotional weight alone was nearly unbearable. If there is one thing Kate might want to say to Harry now, it may no longer be a warning but a painful goodbye. It's said she has reached the point where she no longer hopes Harry will wake up. She realizes the Harry she once knew is gone, replaced by someone unfamiliar. Someone whose language is no longer love, but contracts and exploitation. Every time the world praises Meghan for her bravery, Kate can only stare blankly out the palace window. She knows the truth. She knows the price of that bravery, as she sees it, has been the mental collapse of a British prince and an everlasting wound in a brother's heart. Her warning was never meant to block Harry's happiness, it was meant to prevent the death of his spirit. And seeing him now, Kate knows. Part of her died with the brotherhood that has turned to ashes. There is a secret whispered in the deepest palace corridors. Kate feels as though she is watching a train wreck in slow motion. What broke her most was seeing Meghan wear jewelry and adopt styles strikingly similar to Princess Diana. To Kate, that was not tribute, it was emotional manipulation. She saw Meghan, as she believes, invoking Diana's shadow to trigger Harry's trauma, making him feel he had to save Meghan in a way he couldn't save his mother. Kate reportedly cried when she realized Harry was being steered to resent his own father and brother through carefully crafted narratives. Her warning to William wasn't jealousy, it was horror at seeing a late mother as memory politicized in ways that could destroy the children she left behind. Have you ever imagined what happened in their private kitchen at night? Sources claim that one evening before Harry and Meghan officially left, Kate collapsed into a kitchen chair, covering her face with her hands. William found her completely broken. Kate whispered, "I've tried everything, Wills. I tried being warm. I tried staying silent. I tried compromising. But she doesn't want our brotherhood. She wants our stage." That was the first time Kate stopped defending Harry. Her tears that night were farewell tears. She realized the little brother she once called over for pizza had become someone willing to stab her in the back for a multi-million-dollar contract. It was a grief sharper than death, because the person was still alive, but his spirit felt gone. Now imagine Kate's position. She must stand before millions, smiling gracefully, wearing a heavy tiara, while there is a hollow space in her chest from losing family. She must watch William suppress his rage every time. New stories emerge from California. Kate is the one who holds William's hand at night, urging him not to retaliate, urging silence for the dignity of the crown. But who holds Kate's hand? She carries the burden of being the failed mediator, the betrayed sister, the future queen forced to watch the monarchy torn apart from within. Her pain isn't about losing status, it's about losing trust. She has learned that no matter how sincerely you love someone, if they are consumed by dark ambition, your love will never be enough. If you rewatch their final public appearances together, look closely at Kate's eyes. There is a moment when she looks at Harry from a distance, not with anger, not with hatred, but with deep compassion. That look seems to say, "Harry, what have they done to you?" She doesn't see him as an enemy, but as someone lost in a storm he helped create by ignoring early warnings. She had to accept the bitter truth that her tearful warning became the gravestone of their relationship. She knows that no matter how many times Harry might try to return, he can never come back to the same embrace. That door is closed not by palace locks, but by pain too deep to heal. And here's the most heartbreaking secret of all. It's said that shortly before their relationship completely fractured, Kate wrote Harry a private letter, not official stationery, just handwriting on plain paper. It was a final attempt by a sister to pull her brother back from the edge. In the letter, she pleaded, "Harry, come back to us. We miss who you used to be." But insiders claim the letter never reached Harry. It was allegedly withheld, and he may never have known Kate humbled herself to ask for peace. Kate waited for a reply that never came, and that was when she realized communication had been fully severed. Her warning turned into a bitter conclusion. Meghan had not only distanced Harry from the palace, she had erased Kate's affection from his memory. Now Buckingham Palace feels quieter for Kate. Each time she passes Harry's old room, she remembers the warning she once gave through tears. She sees William more withdrawn, staring silently out the window. Kate knows she did everything she could. She was the shield, the peacemaker, and the casualty. She understands that being part of the royal family means being prepared to lose the people you love most to protect an institution. And the price Kate paid to keep the throne standing was losing a brother she considered her own blood. So this is the bitter reality behind those grand palace walls. Sometimes the tears of a future queen are not about the weight of a crown, but about the pain of watching a family fall apart because her warning went unheard. Kate saw the storm coming from day one, and she paid for it with a heartbreak that will never fully heal in public view. But here is the question for all of you tonight. If one day Harry awakens and realizes Kate's warnings were true, do you think she would open her door to him once more? Or has forgiveness already been buried with the tears she shed in that palace kitchen that night? Write your thoughts below. I want to read every opinion about this heartbreaking drama. Don't forget to click subscribe and turn on notifications, because here we will continue uncovering what royal protocol tries to hide. This is the King YouTube channel, signing off from behind the palace curtain. Remember, not everything that glitters is gold, and not every smile in front of a camera means happiness. Until the next dramatic story, if you're ready to hear it,